Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the DNVR Rapids Podcast. And it is quite the loser's lounge tonight, folks. Rapids blown out in Portland. I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, joined by Downtown Duane Brown in the house.
Hello.
That sucked. I mean, that might be the analysis for the evening. Was that sucked? 4-0 loss. Well, if you watch the first 5 minutes and only the first 5 minutes, you thought the Rapids might be one of the most dangerous attacking teams on planet Earth. Never got a chance, even close to what they had in the first couple minutes. Couldn't convert. Portland opportunistic as always. And yet somehow the game didn't really matter, because if you win on Monday, you're through. I think that doesn't do justice to the task ahead based on this game, but we'll dig into it. What's your initial reaction to that, Duane?
I mean, you nailed it with the most easy analysis ever. Is this game sucked?
It's terrible.
Is it going to ruin the high that I've been riding after the RSL win? No.
Nope.
At the end of the day, I know Leagues Cup is a trophy, but I'm after the MLS, so it's not an MLS game. It doesn't affect our standings there, and so that's what's keeping me balanced. Otherwise, like if this was an MLS match, I would be so sad right now. I'd be miserable after watching that. But that's what's keeping me afloat in my feels.
They came out with a lot of energy tonight. Let's dig into it. Let's just dig into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Actually, you know what? Our guy Rudo jumping in the Toyota chat. Rudo, DNVR Avs. His comment here. Why ball no go net? Well, stay tuned for the next 50 minutes or so, and we'll opine the ways the ball did not go net tonight. Starting at just looking at it, Neville rotates the squad. 5 different changes from their last MLS game. Rapids kept it pretty straight up. Steffen, Keegan, Bombi, Maxu, Vines. It's what you're going to roll with. Ollie and Ronan get the double pivot. Lewis, Bassett, Fernandez across the top with Cabral out and no Georgie. And then Rafael alone at the top. They have had solid 11 days without a game or something like that. Came out fresh, came out with a lot of energy. The attacking, the pushing forward looked good early. So much so that about, I think it was within the first couple minutes or so. Literally second minute. Lewis, great cross, his best play of the night. Second minute cross, Omir on the far side of the run. Has to jump for the low shot volley, right? You would have liked to go any sort of direction. Instead, it went straight into Crapo. What are you going to do? You're sprinting full speed. You're jumping. You're trying to get a foot on it. That was tough. Not great. But okay, you like what you see. It's cruising. Rafa gets a shot. Keegan, just a gorgeous cross from Keegan. But again, a tough touch, right? It's a little bit behind him. He kind of gets it on the bounce, maybe a little before, a little after. But the only place to put it, because his foot is behind him, the only place to put it is on Crapo. And to save, tough. Got to convert those. Those were almost a whole XG combined right there. I think it was 0.8 XG after the first 5 minutes, and you got nothing to show for it.
Yeah. The thing with Omir is I feel like Omir is always in the right time at the right place. Yeah. And it's mostly I mean, nobody's perfect, obviously, but he's frequently in a really good spot at a really good time. But the finishing demons have been after that dude all season. And
Yeah.
I feel like when that gets figured out, he's going to be such a dangerous dude. We said the same about Cabral last season. I just don't want to wait till next season for Omier to figure it out like it took Cabral till this season.
You know, he had his moments tonight. I think he had, you know, some nice long balls, some nice possession when Portland was completely selling out, pressing that left side, right? And it was kind of him and Sam. Bassett would drift over. And, you know, if he was working the left or if he was working the right with Keegan, either way, they would just get so pressed. And I thought he had his moments able to dribble out of some danger, able to find the pass, keep possession going, but not being able to finish that look. I mean, that might be his best look all year, you know, and it's tough to not finish that. You know, Bombi and Maxu both had, I think they had 4 combined clearances in the first 10 minutes or something like that. They were all over it. You know, one note that I just noticed in the first half, this was when everyone was fresh. I thought there was a lot of skill on display, you know, a lot of nice touches, not a lot of nice, you know, behind, you know, one leg behind passes and layoffs and Rafa was doing a little dribbling. But the thing that stood out to me most in that first half was Bombi. And it wasn't any one play, you know, there's a couple good passes, but his long passing, his ability to either cross it all the way over to Vines, kind of starting to work his way up the left side of the defense, or up to Ronan or up to Bassett. He was able to break a couple lines, and it's a skill that obviously combined with, you know, his speed and his physicality is what has made him the prospect he is in terms of transfer speculation, but his abilities, his skills are getting so much better. And I think year to year, that long pass has been such a weapon, and it is nice to see in a otherwise shit game.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, go ahead. Keep going. Well, I don't want to jump on anything. I wanted you to get through the recap first.
Yeah, good call.
Then we'll climb back through.
30th minute, you know, it was sort of back and forth. Rapids had the best chances, even up to the 30th minute. But it was a big cross into space. Vines then watches it was a switch of a play. Vines watches the cross go over him into the middle. Anthony streaks past him, gets an open look. 1-0. He's saying, okay. You know, Vines needs to clean that up. 1-0. Not the end of the world. You've had your chances. You know, it's going to take more than one to win this game anyways. So, you know, just tighten up. 33rd minute, Anthony and Maxu collide. Dumb play by Maxu. Bad play by Maxu. Clumsy play by Maxu. Just sticks his whole hip, hockey check on a full sprint, Anthony. He goes down, eventually leaves from injury. He gets carded up. I think that might have affected the way he was defending the rest of the night. Just bad play. Bad play from him. Let's see. Oh, Omier he played a quick free kick to Keegan. Keegan gets all the way down to the end line in the box. Can't find it in the mixer. Can't find a body. Crepu smothers. That was probably their last big chance. They might have had a couple after that, but that was really the one where you're like, if you're not going to get it back there, so you know, that was your chance to get back into it, right? That was a chance to sort of let the missed chances early in the game kind of wash away, and then this one just didn't get there. Halftime, tough Vines performance. I mean, I don't know. It was like there wasn't much to highlight, right? It was misses and defensive misses just over and over. Second half opens, no changes. Thought that was interesting. Rafa with that collection tries to lay it off, bounces right to his feet, gets a left shot, didn't get it. And then it was Portland time. then Portland just goes for it. A corner. I think I saw a stat that said they didn't get their first corner goal of the season until the Lyon game, where they got 2, and they get one again tonight.
That's correct.
Sure, get hot. Why not? Sure.
3 corners in 2 games, and nothing before that.
Yeah. Man, I was really hoping I was going to get to laugh at Neville in this post-game show.
Man,
and
me too.
That guy sucks. The first sub is not what you would expect, where you pull Ollie and put Yappy out there. And to me, that was we're going to chase this. We're going to get a result. I probably would have left Ollie in there for Ronan if you're doing that. Maybe. I don't know. Just felt like lost a lot of grit out there with Ollie in a game you needed it, right? Because I can't really think of a Yappy moment for the last 30 minutes of the game that he was out there, and
yeah,
Ollie at least gets himself into the game, whatever's happening. He finds a way to get into it, get involved. So that was a tough one. Then you get Omir off for Harris. You were not happy about that one?
No. I thought Omir had a good game. I thought he was moving the ball well, progressing the ball well. I would have kept Omir in and pulled off Jonathan Lewis, who, didn't have as strong a game as he's had, the last couple of games, which have been awesome. So that would have been the trade, or the sub I would have made, but I was shocked. I was really shocked by that sub.
Yeah. Immediately 3 minutes later, another break. Toy slips into some space away from Keegan behind the other defenders into the box, open goal. And then, okay, cool. 3 minutes later, wide open break, 4th goal of the night. Brutal. 6 minutes, 3 goals, end of the game. You then saw the first real, this, and I made a note of this in the game log, but to me, this was maybe the first empty the benches game of the season, at least the way Armas played it. There's been some games you probably could have thrown the towel in and not chased it, but this was really, they took off Ronan, Cole, and Johnny for Jasper, Wayne Frederick, and Jackson Travis, moving Sam up to the left wing. What do you think about that?
Here's my weird take.
Love it. Let's go.
You remember when you were in elementary school and you and your best friend were in class together, and then you talked too much because you just spent too much time together, and the teacher separated you?
Sure.
That's what I feel needs to happen with Vines and Bassett. I know people are going to be like, what are you talking about? But that's Vine's only play on offense. Like, if Bassett is not around, his foot turns into a cement block that sends the ball out of the stadium. When Bassett is around, it's smooth and beautiful and gets to Bassett every time. But the problem is Bassett's not always there. And it's just, there's got to be other options for Vines.
Well, especially without Georgie, right? Because I think Bassett as the 6th little outlet there in that pivot as another option in either building up or escaping, a counter press or something like that. That makes a lot of sense. But when it's long balls and it's, it's just the connection's not the same when Cole pushes up. And as I've complained about before, Cole spends his time in the Georgie role, really pushing that line next to Rafa. Like, I'm sure he still ran a ton, maybe the most, but
for sure
it's not the same because it's just not nearly as effective, right? Like, it's just, it just takes him out of the game. Like, we're going to get into Fama later. I'm really curious to see what the touches are. He only, he had less than 25 touches in the first half. That's not winning. That's not the way the Rapids win games, right? Great point from Ricardo here in the chat, in the Toyota chat. Georgie at the 10, yes. Cabral and Omir wide, yes. Cole and Connor together, yes. That is the difference between getting blown out and winning games to me, because Cole's the engine, right? Shout out to our guy Wanners who had a nice thread, I thought, during the game, where it's Cole in the middle and being a late arriver and sort of orchestrating things and really going box to box is just 10 million times more effective than him pushing the line and trying to be a long one pass away from a goal chance. It's just not how, and he wants to do it so bad. And I just want to get in his head and be like, you're changing positions now. That's not the position you're in. Stop wanting that and want to be the box to box in the mix, in the mess guy.
Yeah.
Like, please.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Wanners, I mean, I've agreed with a lot of things Wanners has said over the years, but
yes,
that tweet,
he does no ball.
That tweet, I may agree with that tweet more than any other thing he said.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we've talked about all season, like Cole and Ollie playing the double pivot with Georgie up front is so much stronger. Ricardo's mentioning it too. It's a different strategy. We don't have Georgie. He's off doing awesome things in the Olympics right now.
He kicks off in just under 8 hours.
Yeah. I mean, and look, shout out to Cole for stepping up and jumping into a role, and just being that guy who's willing to take that on his shoulders.
Yeah.
It's better when Georgie's there, and Cole has shown that he is just freaking awesome when he's back in the double fit. I mean, this is not a slam on Cole at all. It's just, he's okay, but holy crap, it's awesome to watch him play when he's back like he has been, all season. So
it's tough. Because he knows that. Yeah, I mean, he's having his best season. He's he makes things happen. So I get, he knows that he needs to be willing to fill the role. But maybe that more speaks to the holes in this roster, where maybe Cole shouldn't be the backup 10, right? Like
that leads to my question for you.
Okay,
who would you put in there? Let's say Cole moves back. So let's say Chris were to move back to Ollie and Cole in the double pivot. Georgie's still in the Olympics, pushing for the gold medal.
I mean, if you want to keep formation, I mean, I think ideally my answer would be 4-4-2 like they did in New York. But if you want to just maintain structural integrity and keep Cole in the role that he's been successful in, you could put Omir in as a 10, like Ricardo just said in the chat, which is a good call. Or, you can throw, I mean, Omir makes the most sense to me. Ronan makes a lot of sense, right? But Ollie and Cole, just switch that. Or
I'm curious.
Ollie, Ollie. I mean, he tore up Next Pro, of being a little more advanced and a little more on ball, a little more offensive fueled. So maybe that's the move. But I think you do need to try it, and luckily this is a fake competition created out of pure capitalist greed, and it doesn't ultimately matter, right? So, whatever.
So you do what, Coach Mitch? You do what? You try stuff.
I probably try stuff, baby. Put it on our freaking logo, man. Try stuff. And then I guess, putting Sam up top, I thought was maybe nothing. Maybe it was just, who they wanted who they wanted to rest up for the next game. It's basically all the offensive guys pulled off except the two strikers. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's, we know Sam is so good on the ball. He can whip crosses in. He's good on set pieces as like a left-footed option. Maybe it's a slide one of the wingers into the 10, Sam up top, try and see for a few minutes at another point, right? And as just like what worked there, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Crash the Karsh in the Toyota chat with the point that I think a lot of people are going to make, which is bring Navarro back, Miguel Navarro, who they got in the Gutman swap and loaned out because he was, obviously had Sam Vines in front of him and probably was told as much, and worked out alone. So I don't know, it's that's That's probably the move, and we'll get more into that probably later in the show.
I'm not crazy about just magically making Sam a winger.
Well, it's not magic. I mean,
I would rather have any of the other wingers.
Sure, but you're down a winger. You're down 2 wingers right now with international duty and injury. So
would you put Sam over Lewis and O'Meara and Harris as a winger?
No, I wouldn't start a game like that probably, but I might play 30 minutes of it with, strategic placing of the first sub or whatever to make it work. I think it's worth a shot. Again, this is a fake competition that doesn't matter unless you love Don Garber, like this is like,
and everyone does.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
So like, whatever, try it, I guess. This is the time to try something, right? This is basically a free run to the last third of the season. So we'll dig into some stuff on the other side. Well, we'll get into it. Save that.
Let's
cook
get
on
into
it.
it on the other side.
Let it marinate. Let it get its juices in there and see, cook up a take on the other side of this break. But first, gotta talk about our friends at Lucy Nicotine. Man, I went through some Lucy Nicotine during that game. Ooh, buddy, you better believe it. And some games they're not going to be there for you, right? You put all your hopes and dreams and energy into a win, and it's not reciprocated. But you know what's there for you? A nicotine pouch, man. Take the edge off. Just breathe through it. Lucy Nicotine, 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. They're not a giant major corporation product like some other big nicotine pouches. This is a small company trying to make a break, kind of like us, turn it into something, right? Look at us. We're simpatico here. Their pouches come in 3 different strengths. You got your 4 mils, your 8 mils, your 12 milligrams with a ton of flavors: apple ice, wintergreen, espresso, spearmint, mint, mango, my favorite. Ton of options. If you're not into pouches, that's fine. They got gum, 2 milligram, 4 milligram, 6 milligram. You just chew your nicotine, chew your cigarette break away. Hey guys, I'm gonna go take a 5 and chew some gum outside. That's funny. Set yourself up with a subscription and have it delivered straight to your door. We're gonna level up that nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/rapids. Use promo code rapids to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping, has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. We love free shipping here. This is a pro free shipping podcast. Straight up. Doesn't matter what you're shipping us. We like it to be free. But we really like free shipping on our Lucy. Here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. We're also brought to you by our friends at Toyota. I miss Yaya on the jingle, man. This is when you have something all in routine like this and you throw it off, it's tough to not hear Toyota.
He'll be back next week.
Yeah, he'll be back soon. Shout out to our guy. He's just living it up in Mexico.
It's true.
But me, I'm still here in Colorado. I'm still here driving my Toyota around the state, around the city, and loving every second of it. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. Whether it's their trucks like the new 2024 Tacoma or the new 2024 Land Cruiser, one of the classic, iconic SUVs in American history, brought back this summer. There are 17 models with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the 4Runner. Toyota also offers more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker to give customers numerous choices to reduce their carbon footprint. 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, including the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. Check them out. Go check out all those cars. You're going to have a good time. In fact, go tomorrow. Go buy a Toyota tomorrow. Tell them we sent you. Yeah, do it.
Try stuff. Try a Toyota.
Try it on for size. What could happen? Except you're going to love it. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. That's AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. A lot of options. You're going to find a Toyota between all of those. Toyota is a proud partner of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. All right, we're back. DNVR Rapids. Losers Lounge. Total bummer. Mentioned Duane late night. Super producer Duane. I didn't even mention that. It's on the show. Still super producing.
Producing it. Yeah. Speaking of losers.
Okay.
During that break, I spent a quick little second on Twitter.
Okay.
And, when the Rapids send out the score graphic, and we lost. When the other team sends you just got beat by the Portland Timbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you say that when your team sucks, and it's like an insult.
Right.
And it's such a dumb thing for them to do. Like, I don't think that they understand how stupid those tweets are. It just absolutely, it's so, I just sit back and they think that it makes me mad, and I just laugh because I'm like, you're so dumb that you don't even get your own joke.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
Idiots.
I was
get
shocked.
better, Timbers admin. Get better. Come on.
Well, it's not the admin. It's just the fans. It's just the fans.
Oh, just the fans. Well, still be better. Still be better, Portland admin.
Yeah. Also, learn more than one song. God, I had to hear that same song that sounded like a '70s children's show, like theme song for like 30 minutes in the first half. Oh my God, do they know any other songs?
That's
Holy
funny.
crap.
That is funny.
Anyway.
Not much of a crowd there for this game, gotta say. I mean, solid crowd, probably better than I would have guessed, but still light. I mean, I get it. It's a fake competition. Why would you show them?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Well, it matters to them. They won. They won their 2 group games and they're through. And the Rapids have a must win against just Leon. No big deal. You just got to beat Leon at home. That's it. Coming off a brutal loss. That's tough, man. It's a daunting and it's like, man, it's so easy for us, I think, mentally to like slip back into last year, right? And it's like, okay, they lost at Nashville. That was a closer game than this Portland game, but it was home to a Mexican team. And you're going it. I mean, I'm already going into it feeling like it's not going to be anything. It feels like it's already over.
I just don't care. Like,
it would be fun to beat them, though. It would be fun.
I know I'm supposed to care, and it's like, and I'll be there. I'll be there Monday. I'll be there.
Sure.
Cheering on our Burgundy boys, and I, of course, I want to win. Like, I want those guys to enjoy every win they can. I want Chris Armas to enjoy every win he can.
And they want to. Yeah, they want to win.
And I hope they win. But it's like, if we don't, whatevs. I don't know.
Whatever.
Last year I was so into Leagues Cup because we were so bad at MLS. I thought maybe something weird would happen and maybe we'll make a run, and it didn't happen. And now it's like, I don't need Leagues Cup to make me happy about soccer.
Sure.
Because the Rapids already make me happy about soccer this season. So.
Sure. I think, to crash the Karsh's point there in the Toyota chat, you don't want to take, they could go 25 days without a game if they don't go through on Monday, right? That's a long time, especially for an offensive team. You need to figure some stuff out without Cabral and it just changes up your rotation and your subs and who needs to dial into what. And it's such a big change to what, because Cabral, to his credit, made himself the mainstay in the wing rotation. Now we're just into the guys that couldn't lock down a starting spot. You now have to rotate 2 starting spots between those guys. And it's a lot to ask. It is, and you want as many chances as you can going into the last 8 games. and there are a few big ones in those last games. So,
Sure.
Just to maintain form, you hope you can come out. And, man, it would just be cool for Rapids fans in general to be able to beat a Mexican club. Like, I don't think that's happened in team history.
I'm trying to think of the ones I've been to, the friendlies. We've gotten obliterated in most of those.
Yeah, it's not been good.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's not been good. And Leon, obviously, it's a big club, right? It's a tough ask. That being said, Liga MX has not been good coming in, so far in Leagues Cup. So,
except for Mazatlan. They've already moved on.
There you go.
Enough with this group stage.
Look at you. Good for you. Tijuana got spanked. I'm rocking my Tijuana kit tonight. In honor of this momentous occasion in sporting history, the second edition of Leagues Cup. Yeah, let's look at some game grades really quick, and then we'll jump into some transfer talks. I know that's what everyone wants to talk about after a bad loss, so we will definitely feed the masses with that. No doubt. Okay, obviously player of the game, not on the Rapid side. All the green grades, none on the Rapid side. It's like looking at FOTMob right now. It looks like they only watered half the pitch and they let the other half of the pitch die. It's all green and all that ugly orange, red, dead color. Well, you might be able to guess who won, who had the best player grade of the game.
I've got it narrowed down to 2.
I think you got it.
I don't know if I do.
Trust your gut on this one.
My gut says Keegan.
Oh, interesting. No, you're way off.
I don't know.
Surprisingly, the back line did not grade well in a
I know they didn't, but
it was Omir tonight. He had a 6.7.
Yeah.
Rafa behind him at 6.4. Lewis and Bassett at 6. Everyone else was bad. Steffen was in the red tonight. Although I don't feel like, you need to stop the goals that are shot. You need to stop the shots that are shot at you, but he was not in. He was left out to dry on almost all of the goals tonight.
Yeah, I agree. He got no help on those goals. That first one where he got nutmegged, that one was painful. Here's why it's painful. We did the same thing to them.
Yes.
And Crepo stopped both of them. They do it one time and it's like, boom, right in.
Right.
And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So that one hurt. But yeah, it's he got zero help back there.
Yeah. Not good enough though. Not good enough. And it continues a pretty season-long trend of, it's not entirely your fault, but you still got to stop. You got to stop a few more. Granted.
Yeah, you got to be clutch.
Granted, when your score is 0, it's tough to complain about the goalie and the defense because you didn't do enough to get a result anyways. So,
sure.
I think Flowers is probably going to be the shortest it's been this season since the opener, right? Like, they're really maybe that Salt Lake post game that I luckily didn't have to be a part of on vacation. There's just not a ton to talk about. I think, you've seen a few names and a few transfer suggestions hopping in here into the chat. Sam, left back, right? It's bad. Here's the thing. No one's going to take Vines' contract right now, right? No one's just going to let you off easy. Can you just go get a left back? Well, you have Miguel Navarro on loan. We brought that up earlier. He got some time with the national team. He's playing a lot in South America. maybe it's worth seeing what the loan recall looks like on that, right? If there's a financial penalty, hopefully it's not too big, if you can just bring him back, whatever, give back part of the loan money, whatever that looks like. I'm sure they've thought about it, right? I'm sure the front office has thought about it. Sam has struggled defensively, and I think maybe giving him 15 minutes up top was a look to maybe how do we find some production out of this money we're spending, because it's a lot of money they're spending. Sam is not a cheap player.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, when your problem is he's not good at defense, you don't put him. The solve is to fix him at defense, not to just throw him into another position. That move was so weird to me. Like, it was so
well, I mean, he's thrived as a wing back.
His game was over.
Yeah, sure. And maybe it's not that. Maybe that's me reading the tea leaves too much. But it's he's thrived as a wing back. He hasn't thrived as a 4-back left back, right? And I think he's for all the ills, he was a key part of the Rocky Mountain Cup win. So, you have to, you can't, I don't want to just immediately jump on the next game. And again, a game that is a new competition that doesn't have the prestige or the end goal like MLS regular season play, but he needs someone to push him. And if it's not Jackson Travis and it's not Seb Anderson, you got to find someone that can push him, because the defense right now is not acceptable when there's very little offensive help. He had some bad turnovers tonight. He had a really bad turnover. He just got his pocket picked and then didn't start running back until the guy was already 10 yards past, right? And just kind of jogged back into the picture. And you just can't have that. And if you don't have the in-house competition to say, Sam, you're not starting this next game because we're going to roll out with this guy, you need to find someone that is on the level where that threat is real. You just have to. That's just kind of where it is now, right? I don't know. What do you got there?
I wish that I could disagree with you so that we could have more of a discussion, but I agree with you so much.
I should just do this by myself at this point. Jesus. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I think the question is, who is that person? Is it Navarro? Do we bring him back? Is it Nate Jones? The scoop from preseason was that Nate Jones was locking it down at left back. And that was a long time ago, but I don't know what moves the Rapids are planning and where they're trying to spend their money, but if it's not on left back, then there's not a lot of options. So it's got to be one of those two guys, right? But it's like you said, and a lot of people in the chat are saying there has to be someone pushing him. Like, someone's got to put his feet to the fire, because right now it's like, well, I came back. They spent some money and this is my position. It's hard to say, well, is it when you don't have someone to back you up on that, because then that makes you look silly, as a coach or GM or whoever. So
subs, none of the subs did much. Granted, it was 4-0, so who cares? But just again, there's just a dynamic missing off the bench. There's no real I'm changing everything in this game move available. I feel like,
there's not a spark.
It sucks. There's
not a Barrios.
Mikey B, dude.
Mikey B runs off the bench half on fire.
I miss Mikey B. I hope he's doing good.
Yeah.
Maybe he's listening.
Maybe. Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not.
But he was a spark, and it does feel like, that we have smart subs, right? We have sub for sub. Yeah. It makes sense in a lot of positions, which is a good thing. But that sort of oh shit, it's on now, Mikey B's on, there's just that immediate shot of adrenaline.
I want to see more Jackson Travis.
Sure.
I want to see him. Just give him a start. You know, he's physical, he's fast, good with the ball. He doesn't. I don't know. His motor never stops. I feel like Sam is in his head a little bit, right? Where like a bad play happens and he thinks about it and then gets going again. And I don't know. I don't know what the move is. And I think, you know, this will, when Yaya's back, he loves telling us the targets and the type of players available and all that stuff. So he can help us out with that for sure.
As we speak.
Yeah, that's why he's in Mexico. He's scouting.
He's secret scouting.
We'll see.
In
too bad
one
all the
small town.
Too bad all the teams are here. So not best planning from Super Yaya. We'll hit our everyone's favorite segment. It will be the shortest flowers segment ever. On the other side of the break, maybe talk a little Leon, because we won't have a show until then. So no big preview for that one, but we'll talk about it on the other side. But for now, we have to talk about ourselves. DNVR events specifically, and there's a ton coming. You know, we're only like 10 days away from the first Broncos tailgate of the season.
That's insane.
I know. Now it's preseason. Insane. We're doing a dry run on this.
I know, but it's the deal of the century.
$10. Come to the Broncos Packers preseason tailgate for $10. All you can drink.
Get a drink for $10 inside the stadium.
No, you're going to drink a bunch of Breck brews. We're going to have some illegal Pete's catering for $10 in the best tailgating spot in the city before the game. So you're going to want to check that out. It's the same spot for every home game for the whole regular season. We have ticket options where you can come to the bar first and hang out with all the Broncos fans in there, get some brunch in you, get some booze in you. Say what's up to the fellas, jump on the bus, go to the tailgate. Tailgate will take you back to the bar after the game. It's fun. It's just a bunch of fun. If you haven't been to a Broncos tailgate that we put on, do it. We also have Buffs tailgates. That one is also pretty close, scarily close. That is behind Old Ralphie's Bar on Arapahoe between 28th and 29th. It's a great spot. Honestly, it is. I am so excited for Buffs football season. Can't wait to have them let me down in about 2 months. But I'm going to ride the wave going into it. I'm going to be at those tailgates. It's going to be super fun. We're going to have merch, beer, food, all sorts of stuff. It's going to be a rotating option on food. I believe illegal pizza's up first, but it's going to be super fun. So we have tons of tailgating coming up. Make sure to check that out. And a ton of bar events coming up. We also have our golf tournament. That's a huge one. Golf tournament. I love going to Legacy Ridge. Love playing. It's a great course. That is where the Kickoff Classic will be. You get your foursome, playing a scramble, get carts, tons of games, tons of prizes, tons of competitions all over the course. Super fun time. Big old party at the end. And last one. Todd Helton, ever heard of him? They're celebrating him, and we're taking over at Coors Field that night. So first 30,000 people in get the iconic clinching Helton bobblehead, which is just amazing. They're gonna his Hall of Fame plaque will be there, which is pretty cool. So the tailgate goes party bus from DNVR bar to the field and back. It's a super fun time. Make sure to check that out. Everything right there, everything we just talked about, and a ton of other stuff is at thednvr.com/events. Check it out. And we're back. Welcome back, DNVR Rapids. Duane and Mitch hanging out super late night on a loser's lounge. Tough loser's lounge. I hate loser's lounges. I really hate them after West Coast losses, Pacific time losses. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. Yeah, at least losing Central Time, so I'm not up late.
Or East Coast time.
For fuck's sake. God. Just sucks, dude. All right. Should we do it? Let's get it over with.
Let's do it.
Flowers from the fellas. Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun one. And guess what, Duane? It's your turn. You're up first.
Oh man. Well, I'm going with Omir.
Damn it. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, look, as you shared with us from FODMOB,
Player of the game?
the field was not watered well
No.
on our side, but I thought Omir made some great moves. Again, finishing is his Achilles heel right now. God, he just smashed that ball. I thought that was the one, man.
Yeah, me too.
You know, but
it was a dream start, but it was not to be.
Yeah, but outside of that, you know, he's constantly in the play. He's one of those sneaky guys, you know. It's like you don't notice him all that much, but then when plays start to develop, you see him right there in the middle of it. And that was the same tonight, you know. Not that there were any super great plays, but the ones that were happening, Omir was usually involved. So as far as this game goes, you know, I thought Omir played well.
I think so too. I think he I'm so tired of saying that a wing played well but didn't get on the score sheet. Like, you know, I'd rather you didn't play well but found an assist or was in the right spot for a goal than keep saying, well, he played well. Well, I don't care anymore. Just score goals. Like, that's where we're at. The expectations have been raised, unfortunately, by such a good first 2/3 of the season. And just being out there and giving the old college try is just not going to cut it. It's just
literally the stats expect it.
Yeah.
Like, more than anyone else in MLS.
Yeah.
So,
but you got to finish.
Yes. I agree.
They're not climbing the goal rankings as fast as they're climbing the XG rankings. Not even close. It's okay. It's okay. Omir looked okay. Yeah. I think, you know, some home cooking and him and Rafa together, that's pretty undeniable. Like, they play best together. Just got to figure out how to make it work. I have flowers. Well, I wanted to say for no one, but I'm going to give flowers to Bombi because I thought he was okay tonight. Like I highlighted in the first segment, I think his long passing has really opened up something. I think when Georgie's back, that's really going to help that a lot. Just, you know, another option to help him there. Couple clearances early, you know, when things could, you know, things didn't get out of hand until that 6-minute stretch in the second half, really, right? And defensively, he had tons of clearances early that turned what could be dangerous chances into nothing. And, you know, he's coming back from, you know, he barely played after Copa America, plays the RSL match, goes to All-Star. Now he's in Leagues Cup, and he's just, you know, it's got to be tough. He hasn't really probably felt settled in months, you know, and so, you know, hopefully he can just settle back in, keep the groove going, finish out this season strong. Solid game from him. Of everyone at the back, definitely the best game. That's about it. It's not the most convincing flower segment I've given.
Mine wasn't the most convincing game given.
No, it sucked. Did we mention that?
It was not great.
Game sucked.
Good news is we're still in 4th place in the West.
The good news is, yeah, that's right. Nothing changed tonight. I love that. Yeah, stupid Portland. Wait, Kevin's in Mexico too? Or him and Yaya scouting?
Well, Kevin's location is
he's in tropical.
He's in tropical Mexico.
Good for you. Shout out Kev in the chat from Mexico. Why? You don't have to be here for this.
You're ruining your vacation.
Self-inflicted mood killer. That's hilarious. Is there any other flowers to give out? There's none, right? There's like none. No, there's anti-flowers to give, but we don't. I'm not in the mood to give out anti-flowers.
It was a 4-0 loss, man. I'm not going to feel bad about not giving out a bunch of flowers.
Yeah, and I don't really want to
You got cooked a little bit.
I don't want to
tonight.
give the opposite, so.
Oh, yeah. I don't need to poop on anything.
Please don't. Not on the stream, at least.
Yeah.
Put that behind the paywall.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, so Monday night, 7:00 kickoff. We're away from 7:30 kickoffs. Home lounge is going to be a half hour earlier. How excited are you for that?
Super excited. I mean, all of us need to get home. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah, we won't be there. I'm going.
Yeah,
I might be going in as a civilian.
As you should.
I think I'm going to throw the Keegan jersey on, get in the stands.
Good. Watch a game, man. Just watch a game. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, why not?
Dude, it's fun when we play a Mexican team. I mean, this one.
I know, that's what I'm excited for.
All of the other Mexican teams I've seen us play against, have been friendlies. I mean, gosh, I don't even remember what year it was. It was a bazillion years ago. We played Club America, and we got beat. But man, it was fun. Like, it was just fun. It was loud, not for Rapids fans, but their supporters show up, and it's just fun, man. Like, it's a fun experience.
I'm annoyed that the Rapids had to open at Portland and not get the home game and then go to Portland.
Yeah.
That's dumb. I hate that.
I feel like maybe it was because of the seeding.
Oh, yeah, because it's based on last year. Yeah,
it's based on last year.
Yeah,
so
no one was as bad as the Rapids, except for Toronto.
We're not going to get our way in this because the seeding was based on last year. So.
Yeah, Miami also a low seed.
Yeah,
because it's based on league standing from last year, not League's Cup. So
that's right. Very
silly tournament. Leon, I'm not gonna lie, haven't done a ton of scouting on Leon. Don't know much about them. I know what I'm bracing for in a game at the Richard against a Mexican club. I'm ready for it to go poorly. I hope it doesn't. Who knows? I know that we're gonna have a good time. Vibes will be vibing, hopefully, for at least a little bit.
Good.
Just get to penalties and see what happens. Like, that's your backdrop, right? Like, grind it out if you have to. Don't go chasing it with a weird lineup that you haven't played any minutes of. Don't get out of hand. Play it right. I don't know.
Don't try stuff.
Try less. Well, no. I can't say it. Try stuff, but try the right stuff, not the wrong stuff. Try the stuff that works. I don't know. What are you feeling? What's the result? What are you thinking the result's going to be?
I mean, my confidence is a little shook after this evening.
Fair.
It will be less time between games, so I do think we'll play better on Monday than we did tonight. We were very slow tonight. Everything we did moving into the offensive side, into the last third, we gave Portland so much time to set up, and they were very structured and very disciplined every time. And it made it very difficult for us to do anything because we were so slow.
Yeah, the only time in the final third. It was just a little note I made, and it wasn't anything. But in that last stretch before halftime, there was like a one pass up to Cole and a Cole cross to Rafa. Mm-hmm. And it was like defense to, I think it might have been Bombi up to Keegan up to Cole to a cross or something quick like that, where it wasn't pass, try and get it in, pass, back around, pass. It was the quickest a ball went from outside in to a dangerous area all night. And it didn't go, it wasn't a play that was replicated in the second half, even though it felt like they might have found something there late. Just be a little more aggressive. You're right. Just turn up the aggression. Take the dangerous chance. Take the long ball over top.
Yeah, just react a little faster, I think, is the key.
even without Cabral, you're still fast. Omir and Johnny and Calvin are very fast. Like, you can still play those long balls up and still try and break something open, because I think that's what was missing in this game. They took very few chances to do that. You know,
it felt like the kind of the strategery. They out-strategeried themselves.
Damn strategers.
You know, with trying to load one side, and Portland was not having it. Like, they weren't falling for it, and so it's try the other side. And then occasionally, and that's why Bombi was making the long passes, is occasionally when that would open up, you know, Bombi would go in for the long pass, and usually that was over to the left, and you know, Ronan or Vines would kind of move down the left a bit to try to get in there. But again, I just think quicker reactions, not getting there, noticing that there's no one there with you. Right. It seemed like the default was to get there and then wait versus get there. I can't remember who it was, but somebody was just flying down the field. I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Johnny or Vines, or I feel like it was on the left side, but they were cooking down, and they got into the final third, and then they just stopped.
I think you're thinking of a Cole play, actually, because I remember
it might have been Cole. Yeah, and it was just like, I was just like, you totally had him on the run, just like smash through and take a shot, even if it's a bad one.
Look, I'm sure Chris is going to say the same thing that we just said here. He probably won't say the stuff we said earlier because we were kind of mean, but I'm sure that's going to be a message in that locker room. He's an attacking coach. He wants to attack. He wants to be aggressive. And I'm sure he saw all the little dinky passes around and not those quick, get the ball into a dangerous area as fast as you can. So hopefully that's the change.
Yeah. I think Lyon is a second half, and this is their first half for their first of their 2 seasons.
Right.
So there is a good chance, you know. Last season they were much better in their second season than their early season.
To the Rapids' credit, they have bounced back from losses pretty well throughout the season. You know, there was a rough stretch there at the end of May, or was it June? Whenever that stretch of playoff teams that didn't go well. But outside of that, they've pretty much bounced back from most of their losses to at least get a result. So it's there for the taking. It's going to be an interesting game. Do you want to throw out a prediction?
Oof. Gosh. Let's go 2-1 Rapids.
I'm going to say 1-1 Rapids, but they win in PKs.
Kicks.
Yep.
Okay.
Kicks are excited. I know. I want to be there. I just want to go to penalties. Let's go to penalties.
I would not be sad about that at all.
Go to penalties.
Who wins and kicks? Some fun. Who wins and kicks?
The Rapids.
Rapids, okay.
I'll say Bombi makes one too.
Of course.
I want Bombi to take the second one just like in Canada. That's what I want. Make it happen. I'm writing the script. Duane, go ahead and start plugging us out of here.
Hey, wherever you are listening from, with Spotify or Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts, drop us a 5-star review. Say nice things. It sure helps us out. Helps push us up on the numbers to allow us to keep making cool content for you. So jump in, do that for us. If you are watching on, Twitter right now and you've been watching the whole time, jump into YouTube real quick on your way out. Give us a like. If you're not subscribing to DNVR Sports yet, oh man, we are very, very close to a big number. We'd love to have you be a part of that so that we can all celebrate together 100,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribing to DNVR Sports yet, jump in and subscribe. Join the fam. We're just waiting to do it so that we can all celebrate together. Help us out with that. Follow us on Twitter and at DNVR_Rapids if you're not following already. Most of you are. And shoot us a line on Twitter. Let us know some things, your thoughts on the game or what your prediction is on Leon. what you think should happen in the transfer. What position do you think we need to work on the most? Because we love to interact on Twitter and see what you're thinking as well. So all of those different ways to interact with us. Don't be slow about it. React, like Chris Armas would say. Attack it.
I'll be awake and tweeting through this Georgia game at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And if they lose, I expect him to be starting Monday against Lyon. That's just how it goes. Sorry, we need you. But if they win, I'm expecting a medal. Would be very cool. Man, big soccer day tomorrow, man. We get Olympics. Very excited for that. My Schalke starts Bundesliga 2 season tomorrow, which seems crazy. Maybe it's Saturday, whatever. It's right around the corner.
Bundesliga, which is super fun to say.
I'm very excited. And our PHNX Rising pals will be in town before they go down to Colorado Springs on Saturday. So it'll be nice to catch up with those guys. If you're going to the game, say what's up. That might be a fun one. Switchbacks and Rising. Nice little regional rivalry there on Saturday in the USL. So that'll be cool. Become a diehard of the DNVR. I've said it a million times. If you haven't done it by now, do it right now. Literally, when this stream ends, go to the DNVR and become a diehard. You get all sorts of fun stuff. Get behind the paywall, discounts on the bar and merch and everything. It's the best way to support us. On top of all the things Duane said, do all those too. And then go listen to every single episode of DNVR Rapids again and make sure you give a thumbs up on all of them. Please. I said please. More important than all that, and the way we always end this one, even after another blowout loss in the Pacific Northwest, up the pits.
We all silly like the mayor.